All right, let's dive straight into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating, completely raw blueprint for what it actually takes to step up when literally everyone else is stepping back. We're looking at the raw psychology of transforming from entirely average to truly extraordinary. We're going to get into the uncompromising truth about dedication, pain, and ultimate success. What's really fascinating about the number one here is this ancient concept behind it. It's said that out of 100 men who go into battle, 80 of them shouldn't even be there. They're basically just targets. 9 of them end up doing most of the fighting, but only one, just one, is a true warrior. And that ratio, it applies perfectly to life. There are so many people who just show up, but only a select few do all the heavy lifting. The whole goal of our explainer today is to figure out exactly how someone becomes that one. So, we start with the ultimate catalyst. For almost every high achiever out there, our sources point to a defining moment where the pure pain of mediocrity forces a complete life reinvention. It's described as that day where being average literally makes you sick to your stomach. You know that feeling? It's that moment you look around, you see people with way less talent achieving things you haven't, and something inside you just snaps. You realize your unfulfilled potential is sitting right there, just waiting for you to unwrap it. Section 1. Awakening from mediocrity. Okay, so how do you actually become that rock-solid pillar your family desperately looks for when things go sideways? Well, it starts by asking yourself this directly. What if you could pull off a miracle? Look, unfulfilled potential is the story of most people's lives. People run from the work, they run from the commitment, mostly because they're terrified of failing. But what if you just stopped running? When hard times hit, your family, your friends, they are looking around for that one person who is strong enough to take the hits with their head up and chest out. You have the full power and the full responsibility to be that person. Section 2. The price of greatness. Here's the thing. Everyone wants these elite traits, but almost nobody wants to pay the steep cost to get them. The sources brilliantly illustrate this through what they call the wallet of life. Think about it. You wouldn't walk into a cafe and expect free coffee, right? So why on earth would we expect free mental toughness? If you want to build a human who is tough, you don't hand them a chill life. If you want someone to be patient, you don't give them things immediately. Every single elite trait comes with a heavy price tag. Hardship isn't a punishment, it's a transaction. You are opening up your wallet and you're trading the seconds and minutes of your life to purchase toughness, patience, and skill. To make those purchases, we really have to look at the massive, glaring gap in how time is spent. While average society is out there focused on nightclubs, partying, and doing whatever they can to dodge work, the elite are completely obsessed with their craft. They're the ones grinding alone in the dark, in bed by 9 p.m., just so they can wake up early and put in the extra reps when absolutely no one else is watching. And when you commit to that level of extreme isolation, people are going to talk. Vincent van Gogh actually nailed this feeling perfectly. To the regular 9-to-5 crowd, this kind of extreme dedication looks like absolute insanity. They'll tell you to slow down, they'll say it's too risky, that you're working way too hard. But to the elite, this intense focus is exactly how they find themselves. You have to be totally willing to lose your mind in the process of perfecting your craft. Take this unbelievable example from the sources about Kobe Bryant. This is just days after falling short in an NBA championship. Someone heads down to the gym before sunrise, wanting to be the first one there, only to walk in and find Kobe already drenched in sweat, ice packs on his knees. I mean, he had just played in the finals, and he was already back at the grind. It completely proves that legends aren't defined merely by their successes. They're defined by a relentless dedication and a total refusal to stop working. Section 3. Overcoming failure and fear. As we shift gears to talk about roadblocks, here is a massive secret of the elite. Failure? It doesn't even exist to them. They reframe it entirely. It's just a required, sequential attempt on the long path to figuring things out. If you fail, well, that was just your first attempt. Then comes your second, then your third. You study the tape, you get back in the game. The only true failure is not trying or just quitting altogether. If you stay in the game, it's literally just another attempt leading to growth. And when you inevitably face adversity, you have to break its spirit. There's this legendary story of Muhammad Ali fighting George Foreman. Foreman freely admits he hit Ali with everything he had in the tank, his absolute best shots. And Ali, he just grabs him, pulls him in tight, and whispers, "Is that all you got?" Foreman said those words completely penetrated his spirit, and he knew right in that exact moment he had lost. You have to look at your failures and the hardest hits life throws at you and ask, "Is that all you got?" Ali also gives us this incredible reframing of reality. Just remember that the rules of life, the things people keep telling you are impossible, were completely made up by people who are no smarter than you are. Fear is entirely self-imposed. You create it in your own mind, which means you have the absolute power to destroy it. Impossible is just a big, scary word thrown around by small men. It's a dare. Section 4. Mind over feelings. This brings us to the internal tug-of-war we all face every single morning. Your feelings are honestly a terrible boss. They'll always suggest hitting snooze for an extra 30 minutes because, hey, it's cozy, right? But your mind is the general. Your mind is what tells you to get up and execute the plan. You simply cannot hand the control of your life over to your feelings, or you are never going to achieve greatness. And let's bust a huge myth right now. There is absolutely no such thing as a temporary winter arc where you just grind for a few months and then kick back and relax. Excellence is a 365-day continuous circle. Winter, spring, summer, fall, it keeps spinning round and round. You have to love yourself enough to stay motivated and stay hard every single day of the year, the whole shebang. When you commit to that 365-day grind, the data shows you'll likely hit this hockey stick growth curve. It's going to be lonely, really lonely, and difficult for a very long time. You'll work and see absolutely zero results. You'll watch other people drop off right and left. But if you persist, if you can stand the test of time and endure that pressure, all of that isolated work suddenly compounds and you take off in a massive vertical spike. Section 5. Building your ultimate legacy. As we bring this all together and focus on the final goal, it really boils down to a stark choice. Which pain are you going to choose? Because make no mistake, both are guaranteed. The pain you feel in the gym, studying at 1 a.m., pushing through utter exhaustion, that is the pain of progress, and it's temporary. Once you hit the goal, the pride washes all that pain away. But the pain of looking in the mirror later in life, knowing you just let your potential die, that is the pain of regret, and that pain will haunt you forever. A fantastic mental framework for this is to analyze your daily behavior as if a documentary crew were following your every single move. You want to make choices, especially alone in the dark when it's really hard, that your children could sit down and watch one day with absolute pride. You want to be the person who, sure, maybe messed up along the way, but pulled it back together and wrote an incredible success story. Notice what is completely missing from this list of requirements. You don't see perfect genetics on here. You don't see rich parents. You don't see a crazy dramatic backstory. To succeed in this world, you really just need faith, an undying passion, a relentless drive, and the raw will to do whatever it takes. Your goal should simply be to wring every last drop of potential out of whatever hand you've been dealt in this life. I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to carry with you today. 10 years from now, you're absolutely going to arrive at a destination. You are surely going to become someone. The big question is, who are you becoming right now? Because the future version of you is being built today, in the dark, through the tiny choices you make when you really don't feel like putting in the work. So since you're building that future person anyway, why not make them a legend?